All right, let's get right into it. We're going to break down what is actually happening inside your brain when you're in the middle of a workout and you feel like you just can't go on. And let me tell you, the answer is probably not what you're thinking.
Oh, you know that feeling, right? We've all been there. You're on that last set or that last mile, and every single part of you is screaming, just stop, we're done here. It feels like hitting a brick wall. But what if that exact moment, that point of maximum struggle, is where all the good stuff is actually happening?
See, here's the thing. We've all been led to believe that the reward, the good feeling, comes after we're done, when we cross the finish line. But what the science is showing us is that we've got it completely backward. The real magic, the chemical reward we're all looking for, it actually kicks in during the struggle.
And to really get why this is, we have to talk about your brain's incredible internal balancing act. Think of it like a seesaw, a pleasure-pain seesaw. And it all comes down to one really important molecule.
So dopamine, we hear that word all the time, right? And we usually think, oh, that's the pleasure molecule. But that's not the full story. It's much more accurate to call it the motivation molecule. I mean, check out this wild experiment. Scientists engineered rats to have no dopamine, and they would literally starve to death with food sitting right in front of them. They could see it, they could smell it, but they had zero motivation to go get it. That's what dopamine does. It's the chemical that says, go get it.
Okay, so just picture it. There's the seesaw in your brain, and its whole goal in life is to stay perfectly level, perfectly balanced. This balanced state is called homeostasis, and your brain will do pretty much anything to maintain it. So let's walk through this, because this is where it gets really interesting. When you go for an easy pleasure, a piece of cake, that third cup of coffee, scrolling through social media, you get a quick dopamine hit, and that tips the seesaw over to the pleasure side. But your brain hates being out of balance, so it immediately counterattacks, piling these little imaginary gremlins, as neuroscientist Dr. Anna Lemke calls them, onto the pain side to level it out. But here is the critical part. It always overcorrects. It pushes too hard, leaving you tilted toward the pain side. That's the crash. That's the craving for more. You're left in a dopamine deficit, feeling worse than you did before you started. And if you want to see what happens when this goes on for too long, just look at this. These brain scans are, wow, they're pretty shocking, actually. On the left, a healthy brain is lit up with red and yellow. That means plenty of dopamine activity. But on the right, in the brain of someone struggling with addiction, that color is almost gone. They're living in a constant dopamine deficit, even weeks after stopping. Their brain has literally down-regulated its own system to try and cope with all those artificial spikes. Okay, so if all that easy pleasure-seeking leads to a crash, what's the deal with exercise? I mean, that's hard, right? Well, this is where the entire script gets flipped completely on its head. And here it is, the big reveal. Studies show that when you exercise, your dopamine levels don't spike at the beginning to get you going. No, they start to slowly and steadily rise during the latter half of the workout, right when it's getting hard, right when you feel like quitting. I mean, just let that sink in for a minute. Your brain isn't giving you a high five for lacing up your shoes. It's rewarding you for enduring the difficult part. The effort itself is the trigger. You are literally earning that good feeling. And that changes everything about how we should approach a challenge.
And the payoff for this hard work? Well, it's a completely different kind of dopamine. It's what you might call a clean boost. And trust me, it's a game changer because it comes with a huge payoff and none of the downsides. This right here breaks it all down so perfectly. On one side, you've got that easy dopamine from, say, sugar or social media. You get a huge, fast spike, followed by a sharp crash that leaves you in a deficit wanting more. But look at the other side. The dopamine you earn from effort, it's a slow, steady rise. It stays up for a long time, and then it gently comes back to normal. No crash, no deficit, and you don't build a tolerance to it. It's just better. And that's the real prize, right there. After your workout is done, that good feeling, it doesn't just disappear. That elevated dopamine hangs around for hours, boosting your mood, your focus, your motivation for the rest of the day. It's a sustainable boost that genuinely leaves you better off than when you start.
All right, so now we know that leaning into the hard stuff, like a workout, is this amazing way to get a clean, sustainable dopamine hit. But you know what that makes me wonder? So the big lesson is this. By intentionally choosing things that are hard, by pushing down on the pain side of that seesaw first, you actually get a way healthier, way more lasting reward on the pleasure side later. But look, a full-blown workout is awesome, but let's be real, who has time for that every single day? So the question is, what if you need that boost, that mental reset, but you don't have an hour? Is there a shortcut? Is there a way to hack this system even more efficiently? Well, you're gonna like the answer, because it turns out there absolutely is. And tomorrow, I'm gonna walk you through a 3-minute reset that can trigger this exact same powerful effect. You are not gonna wanna miss this.